You know that moment when you're running late, you open the car door for your toddler, and they have an absolute meltdown? They slam it shut, look at you like you've committed the ultimate betrayal, and insist on opening it themselves. So you stand there, keys in hand, watching your 2-year-old struggle with a door that weighs more than they do, while you're mentally calculating how late you're going to be. Yeah, we've all been there. But here's what's wild. If you're parenting a little girl, you might be dealing with this 10 times a day. The door, the dishwasher, the light switches, the yogurt container. Everything becomes a battle of me do it. And you might have noticed something interesting. Maybe the little boys in playgroup don't seem quite as intense about it? Or is that just in your head? Today, we're diving into why toddlers, especially girls, seem determined to do absolutely everything themselves, what's actually happening in their developing brains, and whether you should just surrender to the chaos or set some boundaries. Spoiler alert, the answer might surprise you. First, let's talk about what's actually happening here. Between ages 1.5 and 3, toddlers experience what child psychologists call the autonomy versus shame and doubt stage. Basically, their brain has just figured out something revolutionary. Wait, I'm a separate person from my parents. I can make things happen, I have power. And once that light bulb goes off, there's no going back. Your toddler isn't trying to make you late or drive you up the wall. Although, let's be honest, that's definitely a side effect. They're actually building something crucial, their sense of self. Every time they open that door themselves, close the dishwasher, or insist on carrying their own snack cup, they're essentially telling their brain, I am capable. I am competent. I can affect my world. And here's the thing that most parenting books don't tell you. This isn't just about confidence, it's about brain development. When toddlers practice these tasks over and over, they're strengthening neural pathways, developing motor skills, and learning cause and effect. The door closes when I push it. The light comes on when I flip the switch. I can make predictions and see them come true. That's intoxicating for a tiny human who, just a year ago, couldn't even walk. But why does it feel like some kids, particularly girls, are absolutely relentless about this, while other kids seem more chill? Okay, so here's where it gets interesting, and a little controversial. The research on gender differences in toddlerhood shows something fascinating. On average, girls do tend to develop certain skills earlier than boys. They often hit language milestones sooner, develop fine motor skills a bit earlier, and yes, they frequently show more interest in what researchers call domestic mastery, wanting to help with household tasks, close doors, organize things. But, and this is important, these are averages. Averages tell us about groups, not about your individual kid. So yes, your observation might be picking up on a real pattern. But here's what's really going on beneath the surface. Girls, on average, are socialized from day one to pay attention to social cues and relationships. Even as babies, studies show that parents talk more to their daughters and use more emotional language. By toddlerhood, many girls have developed a keen awareness of the household rhythm. They notice when you load the dishwasher, when you turn on lights, when you prepare food. They're not just copying you. They're trying to participate in the social world they're observing so intently. Boys, on the other hand, are often encouraged toward more large motor activities and are given more freedom to be physically rough. That doesn't mean they don't want independence. They absolutely do. But it might show up differently. A boy might insist on climbing onto the couch himself or carrying something heavy, but he might not care as much about closing the door properly. But here's what really matters. Both girls and boys are seeking the same thing: autonomy, competence, and control. The way it manifests might differ, but the developmental need? Identical. And honestly, individual personality matters way more than gender. Plenty of boys are meticulous about light switches, and plenty of girls couldn't care less about the dishwasher. Your kid is showing you who they are, and that's the most important thing to pay attention to. So here's where this gets really important for your parenting approach. When you let your toddler struggle with that door, you're not just avoiding a tantrum, though, let's be real, that's definitely a perk. You're actually laying the foundation for something psychologists call mastery motivation. This is the internal drive to tackle challenges, persist through difficulty, and feel proud of accomplishments. Kids who are allowed to practice independence in these early years, even when it's inconvenient, even when it takes 5 times longer, tend to develop stronger problem-solving skills, more resilience, and higher self-esteem. But, and here's the twist, it's not just about letting them do everything. It's about finding that sweet spot between independence and support. Think of it this way. When your toddler insists on opening the car door, you're not just standing there being a chauffeur. You're their safety net. You're present, you're available to help if the task becomes too frustrating, and you're teaching them that it's okay to ask for help when they need it. That's the magic formula. You can do hard things, and I'm here if you need me. This is building self-confidence, yes. But it's building something even more valuable. It's building self-efficacy. The belief that, when I put in effort, I can make things happen. That's the foundation of everything from academic persistence to healthy relationships to career success. So when you're standing there, late for work, watching your daughter close and reopen that door for the 3rd time, you're not wasting time. You're investing in her future. All right, so how do you actually live with a tiny person who wants to do everything themselves without losing your mind? First, build in extra time. I know, but seriously, if you know the door closing ritual is coming, leave 5 minutes earlier. Your blood pressure will thank you. Second, create yes spaces. Set up areas where your toddler can practice independence safely. A low drawer in the kitchen with plastic containers they can unload. A light switch they can actually reach. A step stool for the bathroom sink. When they have legitimate spaces to practice, they might ease up on the power struggles everywhere else. Third, offer choices within boundaries. Instead of fighting over whether they can do something, give them control over how. I need to close this door because we're leaving, but would you like to close it or should I? Boom! They have agency and you're still moving forward. Fourth, narrate their success. You did it. You turned on the light all by yourself. You worked hard to figure that out. This reinforces their sense of competence and makes the effort worth it. And finally, know when to set limits. Independence is great, but safety comes first. You can say, I know you want to carry the hot pan, and I love that you want to help. That's not safe for kids, but you can carry these plates to the table. Acknowledge the desire, set the boundary, offer an alternative. Look, here's the truth. Parenting a toddler who wants to do everything themselves is exhausting. There will be days when you just want to open the door, buckle the car seat, and get on with your life. But in those moments, try to remember, this phase isn't forever. Your toddler isn't being difficult, they're being human. They're figuring out who they are, what they're capable of, and how they fit into this big, complicated world. What independence battles are you dealing with right now? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your stories. And if this video helped you see those frustrating moments in a new light, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more parenting insights that actually make sense. Thanks for watching, and remember, you're doing a great job, even when it doesn't feel like it.